Hi everyone, it's Vacha here from recordingstudio9.com and thanks for joining us again. In the past, I had done a review of the MXL microphone kit, which is the 550 and 551, the condenser microphone, and few times I've been asked if it was possible to do another take with both microphones turned on and being played and sung into at the same time. So today I have my son Andre here to join me, and we have both microphones, the 550, the vocal mic, and 551, the instrument mic, set up to give you some singing and guitar playing that I had just woken up this morning and written some words, and Andre composed some music for it and we arranged it. So we did some practice, and now we are going to play it for you so you can actually hear what both microphone sounds like. Now, to give you an idea of how this is all set up, I have the 550 set up and connected to M Audio FastTrack Ultra, which is 8-channel audio interface with USB. But we're only going to be using 2 of its channels. So one microphone is connected to channel 1, and the other 551, which is pointed to the neck of the guitar that Arne is going to play, and that's plugged in to channel 2 of the M Audio. And in the background we have Studio One Prime, the PreSonus DAW, the free one, which I have demonstrated in the past videos as well. So we're using that. So the way the microphones are set up is opposite to each other, so that to minimize any bleed between the two sound sources. So I'm facing Andre, and Andre's microphone facing backwards towards me. And so we'll give it a try and see how it all goes, and then later on I will go onto our screen and show you how we edited and add some reverb and effects to our recording to make it really sound good, and hopefully we'll have a really song. And if a lot of people like it, it might be a hit song. You never know. You ready, Andre? We're all ready to go. Here I am, waiting for you. It's not the same, not without you. The world to me feels so empty, like a desert, feels so thirsty. I just need your love, like a crazy. Need to feel your love, like a daisy. I just can't live here, not without you. How did that go?
I think that was alright.
Okay. Well, thank you, Andre. Thanks for playing. I hope that was helpful for you. Now you know how they both sound played together. So we just reviewed the MXL 550 and 551 condenser microphone kit. Now we go to my screen and we do some editing and see how the final product may sound like after it's been recorded live. Okay, first up, why don't we have a quick listen to the final result of my editing of the song of that last take that we done. You heard the raw track. So now let's have a listen to the track after editing, and then I will go through most of the tracks and show you what I've done and how I've done it to achieve this result. So let's have a quick listen, shall we? Here I am, waiting for you. It's not the same, not without you. The world to me feels so empty, like a desert, feels so thirsty. I just need your love, like a crazy. Need to feel your love, like a daisy. I just can't live here, not without you. Okay, how did you like that? Okay, here comes the first trick. You see how when you keep playing, it just keeps going and going and going. If you want your tracks to stop at the end of your song and not go further, keep going, especially they're very handy when you're actually recording, here's a tip for you. Find the next bar, click on it so it's on the right timeline, and then when you open up this flag here, which is your markers, then add one there. So that's our marker there. Next we can do is right click on it and then say stop at marker. So now once we have a quick listen, and that's the end of the song, it will stop there. How good is that? Well, there you go. There's a tip for you already. So now I hope you like that mix. That's a sort of a final mix of the song that myself and my son Andre recorded. Now you will actually see there's some changes in the recording that we have done. I have my vocal track, and then I have my guitar track, and then a duplicate guitar track, and I'll show you later on and talk about why I've duplicated it. You probably guessed it, to give it a bit more wider sound for the guitar. So let's have a look at the vocal track. Let's open up our setting, and what we have, I've got a couple inserts on my vocal. I have channel strip, and then a bit delay, and another channel strip after that, and then there is a send that's going into the reverb, which is this effects channel here, and you basically have a mixed verb there. So solo that one out and see what it actually sounds like. Here I am, waiting for you. As you can see, that's the difference. I should also mention that when I recorded this track, I just select the default templates with Studio One Prime. When you open it up, you have the option of empty song or vocal and guitar, and that's what I've selected. So most of the settings for the channel strip comes from that, and I have not really wanted to touch it as much because it sounded pretty clear, and all the sibilants were there, and nice deep voice for my vocals. And the compression, again, I didn't touch any of this. This is exactly how it came as the default, but obviously depending on how you want to use it, how your vocal is, with the MXL 550, you can adjust it. So I have a little bit of compression on fast dynamic speed, and just straightforward, just give a bit of sort of middle there up to give nice and clear sound, and my sibilants going up. The next, I had added a bit delay. Remember how we can actually click the channel mode from mono to stereo, so we can actually get a stereo effect. So the bit delay would be giving a nice wider delay, so like a ping pong type delay. You can just hear the delay to like a slapback delay for the vocals. Let's have a listen. It's not the same, not without you. I cut off a lot of the low bits using the delay, so the delay only has anything above the 275 hertz, so we don't get any of the bass sounds of my vocal delaying it, because that will make it sound really boomy and very muddy. The next thing I've done is added another channel strip, but this time all I'm doing is I'm adding compression to the whole mix, so even the delay getting compressed, and then put some expand so that any bleed of the guitar onto the mic in between is minimized. And I haven't touched the EQ because it's already been EQ'd. I'm just putting the channel strip here just for the compression and the expander. And it is set on medium as well. So that's as far as the inserts are concerned. And then obviously we've got the reverb that's going to mix verb. This will also tie up the overall with the rest of the instrument, because all the other instruments, like the two guitars track, also are being sent to the reverb so that it's fine, it's nice and uniform and tied together. Now the next thing I have done with my vocal, as you might be able to see, is I have cut off all of the bits which I'm not singing. So all of the background guitar has been removed. That will eliminate any phasing issues and obviously extra guitar sound that we don't need. And the other thing that I will show you that I have done, maybe not in this one, is manual compression. Now you probably go, what? Manual compression? Yes, manual compression. Basically what I do is for each of the words that are there, you can see I've cut them into different sections. Each word that I'm actually singing, let's have a listen. It's not the same. Okay, so I cut them and then I manually adjust volumes to match correctly to the rest of the sounds, so it balances it out. So this way the compressor will be doing minimal work, and it actually makes my voice sound much fuller and much more uniform and level than what I would normally sing. I came up the words this morning when I got out of bed, and I got my son Andre to write the music for it, do the arrangements for it, and we just set out into my home studio and then practiced a couple times and I sang it. So obviously it's not the best. Obviously if I go ahead and record it and practice it a few more times rather than just one take, it will sound much better. But and English is not my native language as well, but having this option of cutting and manual compression really will make your vocals sound much better. It will actually fix it. Trust me on that. Not without you, the world to me feels so empty. Because you can actually bring out words like this word here to be more prominent, and things which are too loud and too prominent to bring them down word by word, where the compressor is actually looking over overall sound of it. Like a desert, okay. Feels so thirsty. And when we have a look at the overall sort of thing, you can see it's pretty uniform with the waveforms, at about the same level. Any word. Obviously, you don't want to emphasize too much on each of the words, but it gives you some idea to balance it all out. And that's pretty much all I have done with my vocals. Now let's have a listen to the other guitars, shall we? The first guitar. This is the original guitar. Again, the only thing that I have added in here is the chorus, because it came with the channel strip, and I have left it again the same. So you can compare it and see what it sounds like. So this is the guitar when we selected the template, and this is what it came up with. So basically, by default, it's cutting some of the lower end. I think I just increased a little bit this bottom end to give a little bit of deepness and warmth of the guitar, which is on the left-hand side. A bit of expansion again to give that dynamics to the actual guitar. Added a chorus to give nice, a simple chorus to give nice sort of. So if we turn them off, as you can see, it's the bleeding from the microphone or from the guitar and me singing is very, very minimal, which is really good. And that's a good idea how I actually faced each microphone opposite to each other, optimize the sound difference capture between each microphone, and minimize any bleeding. So that's what I have done with this guitar. And then once I had that, I actually duplicated it, put it onto the right hand side. It's the same channel strip, except this one does not have the boosting at the lower end. And I think I've also cut a little bit of the heights, just so that you can actually get difference between the left and the right channel. And there's also one other thing that I have done is I nudged the tracks ever so slightly. So if we zoom in, like in here, you can see how they are slightly nudged. And to nudge it, what we do is edit, nudge, and do a nudge. So this way it basically moves this track ever slightly this way. It's out of its correct timing, so it's a little bit of phase differences and gives you that wide stereo effect. So let's have a listen. Okay, so that's the difference between the two, and that's all I have done as far as the editing of the track, and hope you like it. Not without you. Well, I hope now that you've seen two microphones being used, the MXL 550 and 551, in RAW and as a final song product. If you liked it, give me the thumbs up. That way I know that it was helpful for you. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's a really great time now to actually subscribe. That way you'll be kept up to date with any new video that I upload, which includes lots of tips and tricks and ideas for recording music. You can also visit my website, recordingstudio9.com. Plenty more information there as well, and you're most welcome to register as a user. That way you get access to more media downloads and other projects as well. And until next time, thanks for watching. Cheerio. Bye.